think I got the hang of this. Mm-hmm. Hi, Jack. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Sherbert. Sherbert. Hi, Ryan. Hi. Am I early? Hey, actually, you know what? I'm late. Congrats, Ryan. Hello. Hello from Sweden. Well, hi, Matt. Ryan. Hey, hey. Wow. Congrats. Wow. Wow. Hey, Ryan. I need to. Whoa. You know, I actually forgot how fast this thing moves. Let's move the camera a little bit. Get it more on my face. Give you guys a bit of a view. Set up microphone. You can hear everything fine, right? Everything's all good. Nothing's messed up. You're amazing. Hey, you busy, Ryan? I am right now. I'm so excited. Marry me. Are you pagan? Nope. Talk about Ouija board. Don't know much about them. Never used them before. Yup. Congrats, Ryan. You're hot. I should really stop speed reading. Someone might say something. You look tired, bro. There's a reason for that. I'll tell you in a sec. Just waiting for most people to come online. Don't hurt yourself, please. What are you talking about? Do you like plants? I do like plants. What's up, Ryan? Congratulations, Ryan. All good. Yeah. Let's continue this final piece of the setup. Minimize that. Minimize that. So you can all hear me fine. Oh, of course you can hear me fine. If you couldn't by now, you would have said something in the chat. 1 0 message. And now I'm gonna go put this stream in Ryan Cropper's friends because I'm pretty sure they were waiting for me earlier on. That didn't happen. Bleak. I feel refreshed, which is bad because now I'm not gonna get any sleep later on. Or maybe I can. I'll just trigger it once again. Why am I not? I wanted to go live in the chat. I wanted a live video to be streaming in the chat on Facebook. It doesn't seem to be happening. Save. Hey, but then it says, actually, no, it's alright. No, it's not good. You know what? I'm okay with it. Okie dokie. Another one back to dust. Post. I know I should have done this earlier, and I did, but not everything. Not everything. Ah, that works. Okay, closing that down. Okay, back to the chat. I am going to. Oh, first dislike. Hey, please say it in chat as to why you dislike. Otherwise, just don't bother, because I can only assume what I don't know about you and your life. Okay, chat is open. Alright, time to continue. So, let's continue. First off, why am I late? Did a meditation, fixed some things, came out of the meditation, realized that only 16 minutes had gone by. And I thought, oh great, I've got another 2 hours until the live stream. 6 o'clock today, BST time, British Summer Time. Thank you for that, David. And I attempted to go to sleep for 2 hours. My phone didn't wake me up. So that happened. But on the bright side, everyone's back from work, everyone's back from school, so many of you can actually watch this live stream. You know? Now looking at the comments, what do we got? It says, yay. What do we got? Any questions? LOL, BST, yeah, British summertime. My chain, my rope. It's a rope. I had it made for me by a lady in London. Very nice lady. She helped me out. What's my religion? I don't have one. That's a lot of kisses. How is remote viewing different from astral travel? It's not. It's the same. Astral projection and astral travel, however, are two different things. Congrats on the 100K. I know, it's so cool. Meditation and neuroplasticity? Yeah, when you meditate, it changes the amount of neurons in your brain. It actually creates something like 100 trillion, probably more than that. Probably way undershooting there. New neurons every hour that you meditate. So anything that you're meditating, any kind of mindset you're trying to put yourself in, you're literally creating new neurons within your mind in order to channel more energy in that directional route of your nervous system, which then causes your body and your mind to respond in that new way on a more frequent basis throughout your day, week, month, or year. Obviously, the more meditation you do, the stronger those connections get, the easier that path of the least resistance can be within your subconscious mind. The stone behind this is jade, and that is a Quan. I know it's a Quan, but it might be a Yenny. I'm thinking Quan, because that's the Chinese way of talking about it. Is it against Christianity to astral project? You know, I've actually heard a priest say that it wasn't within a live stream on Periscope, but I've also heard a bunch of people who say that it is against it. You like my shirt? It's pretty cool, huh? It's 100% organic cotton. Fits me great. It's becoming my best one. And it says, God is too big to fit into one religion. And I posted that on Facebook. Do you or have you ever smoked weed? I have smoked weed before. I don't smoke weed now. I smoked it probably for about half a year. I went through a phase when I was like 16, and it just made me very, very, very drowsy, dopey, and I didn't really like it. Friends of mine who continued to smoke weed, however, after I stopped smoking it, their brain just, they became very slow. Their motor skills it slowed down. I'm not saying this because I'm like super against it or anything. I can't deny the facts of what I've seen. I had too many friends do it for too long of a period of time, and I'm watching them nowadays slowly getting back to normal, but it's a very long recovery. I don't even think they can fully recover, to be honest. Hey, do you read this? Yeah, I do. What's up, Ryan? What's up? Don't skip, Ryan. Hey, you know, you're writing things like that. I'm not skipping, but you're not writing anything. Dang. Your best book. I don't have a best book. Those books on the bookshelf over there are books that I have yet to read. I brought the psychology ones in hopes to help me better understand what it is that I'm aware of in people's minds and within my mind. You know, to better put it into logical English terms to help me get it out to people, to make sense out of things in English instead of in spiritual talk. And it's just a bunch of people who have theories about ideas, and it's not really hard facts. So I thought, he's going to shelf it. And I did. What will I do once I die? I'll probably take a vacation. Well, it all depends. It all depends. I mean, I probably won't need to take a vacation after this life's over. Hey, from Dublin. Hey. Do I have a middle name at all? Do you watch my videos? I say my middle name at the beginning of pretty much every video. I say my last name and my first name. Ryan, JC, Ryan, James, Crupper. Today, this video is on a ... You know? Ryan. Who or what created source consciousness? Does it have to be created? What if it just existed? You know? Thoughts on schizophrenia. Okay, schizon means mind in Greek, and phrenia means split. So you just got a split mind. That's what it means. It doesn't always mean that you're speaking to yourself inside your head. From what I know about consciousness, everyone on this planet, if you're not integrated, is schizophrenic. And if you go even bigger, you know, everyone who is an aspect of themselves in a state of where they think that everyone is separate from each other, if you look at everyone, the larger aspect of consciousness being God is schizophrenic. So, yeah. But I don't want to divulge too much information on that because I literally built a book on it, and that is not out yet. No, I'm not sure when it's going to be published, but I'm getting close to the end, I say, but I keep adding things to it, so we'll soon find out. Hey, beautiful souls. Hey. God is within. Peace and love. Let's read the comments. Hey, made a video on vibrations already? I think I did. Probably in my early years on Facebook. How long it takes for me to astral project? Well, it depends on how good I've started it out, really. It shouldn't take me any longer than 15 to 20 minutes. We got a donation. $5. Hey, Ryan. I can't get to the vibrational state. Please help. It's probably because you're waiting for it to happen, right? Trick to astral projection, guys. Never wait. You don't wait to fall asleep, do you? You just let that tired feeling make you fall asleep? Well, with astral projection, it's pretty much the same thing. You let the energy that is within your body, which you should have created whilst meditating, put you into a trance-like state, very much as to how you would let feeling tired put you into a trance-like state, and then the energy, you let it do what it wishes to your mind. Then you'll astral project it, you'll slip past the vibrational state. We got another donation. Do you remember? What is... Man, I'm gonna write that song down because I'm gonna add that to my mix. That's gonna be stuck in my head now. Gonna set up shop. Yeah. Question. What is the best way to work with shame and self-forgiveness? First off, shame is something that's taught to you. You're taught to shame others. You're taught to shame yourself. You start off as a kid, you see other people shaming themselves, and you think, oh, okay, that must be bad. I shouldn't do it. And then you do it anyway because it's part of human nature. And then you know that you shouldn't say anything because everyone's going to shame you for it. They're going to judge you for it. And then you end up judging yourself for it, especially if you've drunk the soup, so to speak. So now you believe that you should feel guilty for doing something that is completely normal or for making a mistake. Mistakes and doing what you want to do is just a part of life. As a matter of fact, it's much easier that way. To forgive yourself, you just need to remember times within your life where you've been told to shame yourself and then choose your logic over theirs. Or in other words, you did it because you thought it was within your best interests. That should be more important than what they're saying. And if you can find out why it's more important just by observing what you used to think and then compare it to their statement, then all of a sudden you won't have a reason to feel guilty for you being you. And then your shame will disappear and your guilt should disappear also if you've made mistakes. Whew, that was fast. That was fast life advice. Benzonian 612,000. No, just 612. No, 600. Yeah, 612. Hey Ryan, $5 donation. Thank you. Hey Ryan, congrats on the 100 subscribers. What is your opinion on left-hand path magicians such as YouTubers like EA Coating? I've never heard of EA Coating before. It's probably cutting. No, I'm pretty sure it's cutting. Never heard of that before. No, it's cutting. It's cutting. I read it wrong. Yeah, never heard of that name. Left-hand magicians, I've never looked into it, so I don't have an opinion as of late. Sorry. Dirt Diver. Huh. $10. Thanks. Not a question, but a comment I posted on one of your recent videos. Just want to hear your thoughts on matter. I'll split it into different donations since there's a character limit. I didn't even know there was a limit. That limit needs to be removed. A character limit you're talking about. How much you can write. Okay. Thoughts on matter. I've talked about this in recent videos also. I'm going to slow down my roll speaking wise because I know for a fact after watching these videos that I can't even hear myself. Matter itself is just bent light. Light bends, ladies and gentlemen, and it can exist within a still state based on how you're viewing that light bending. It's actually always moving, always changing, but from our perspective, it looks fixed. It's not. It's always vibrating, always shifting to another pattern. Because when you can get really small, when your third eye's open, you can see the energy that's creating the matter. You can see the light. And that is when you'll see all these dynamic fractal shapes. That's reality closer to its core foundation of what it looks like, how it exists in reality. Not this end result of collapsed matter. I mean, reality, which will blow your mind. So, it's my thoughts on matter. Are you religious? No, I'm not. It's because of this, isn't it? Because it says God. Or I should cut that out and put me or us. Me would sound more, but even then I can't say me without thinking separation. I can't say us without thinking separation's not gonna work. We got a $50 donation from Dirt Diver. I finally managed to lift off my body, sort of. I remember moments before hearing my recently deceased wife voice saying Elohim. Then I became aware, suddenly rushed with my with a song. Till I just woke up, huh? Then I became aware, suddenly rushed with a strong sensation throughout my body, followed by the vibrations. You had a visitor. That's what you had. You had a visitor, and her spiritual energy caused you to become super aware in the astral realm. Another $50 donation, dude. You're like, rich. Vibration. No, your donated questions are actually held somewhere in the super chat, so I should go back to them at some point rather than just focusing on them right now, because then people behind are not gonna see. Well, I'm not gonna see their questions. Oh, we got another one. The vibration's so strong, I never felt it like that before. I felt some pain on the skin of my legs. Then I managed to see through my eyelids. It looked really foggy, hazy, dark. I managed to lift my arms up, my torso, and then we got another $50 donation from the same guy, Dirt Diver. Thank you very much. It's $160. Gee. Managed to prop myself up on my elbows, but then I felt very strong, resonating, pulsing vibration presence to my direct left. I felt as if whatever was there was keeping me from getting up completely. That's cool that you noticed that it felt like it was trying to keep you down, because um, you're describing pain in the body whilst in a fog-headed state. It's because your astral body and your physical body aren't quite compatible just yet. You haven't unlocked most of the majority of the energy centers within your body, so you're going to go through pain. Anyone's going to go through pain if you haven't followed an energy regimen like Qigong, Qi manipulation, or you haven't cleaned up your diet, mainly the water in your diet. This is distilled water, it's great. Then you won't feel pains. I felt pains for about 5 months when I first really started getting into this. Going to work was not fun. But yeah, most of the time though, the reason why I said it's cool that you mentioned that it felt like that thing was trying to stop you from astral projecting, and the way you do it is simple. You can just feel outside you can feel their intent. I always say feel how you're interpreting yourself first, or the situation, because logically we see the situation, then in our minds we think it's something's happening, and then we feel fear, or we feel like something's happening. I always say notice that part of yourself first, and then if you're doing that, nip it in the bud, scan the people around you, feel their energy outside of you, and then dictate what's going on based on what's happening with them, what they're doing, you know. Otherwise, if they're not actually trying to stop you from astral projecting, they could just be curious. I'm curious quite a lot when I'm in the astrals and I see somebody who's stuck. Most of the time though, we'll pull you out, we won't just sit there. Wow. What do we got? We got some... Let's look at the chat for a sec before I go back to the super chat. The donations are, oh my god, living $150, says Silver Steel. Yeah, it was 160 because he put a 10. This man, says T. Lee, this man. Punctuation's key, man. It's good that you didn't put period, because I would have taken that way too. I would have taken that the wrong way. You donated, did you just donate? No, it dropped. I thought you donated another 50 then. Wait, I think you did. Because I'm looking at $200. Hey, is there a barrier? A barrier between where? I love you! Thank you. It says, Jish. I think it's slightly delayed. You talking about the chat? I have seen an alien before, many aliens actually. I just haven't mentioned it yet on my YouTube channel. Should I start? Daniel Strokes says, Dirty Diver, my apologies. What are you apologizing for? I'm going up, so I'm about to see why. Hey Ryan, I know that you don't watch much TV, says Bilal. Wow, I'm just going to Waylead. I'm going to call you by your last name. I don't want to mess up your first name. But have you any personal interests or watch certain programs such as Doctor Who, Sense8, or Travelers? They're all they're all available to watch in the UK. Yeah, I don't watch that TV, and I don't watch the news. I don't watch the majority of things on the TV, but I still do watch TV programs because they influence what I'm doing throughout my day, week, month, and year. I've noticed. Like if I was to watch Naruto, I'm going to study it's going to motivate me to study my own energy system further. And I've noticed that when I stop watching TV, when I just can't be asked, I end up falling into something else. So yeah, I've watched Sense8, both seasons. I like season 2 more than season 1. It's more dynamic emotionally. And I watched... What else do I watch? Obviously Naruto, but Naruto is finished now. No surprise, Bleach used to be a thing. The astral projects. People of Earth, that's fun. There's reptilians in there. It's like a comedy with reptilians, greys, and Nordics. Obviously, I'm gonna watch that. Let's keep going. There's Boruto now. There is Boruto now. Bleach needs to come back out again. Have I met any Pleiadians? I think I have. They're the ones with the blonde hair, right? Oh no, I met a tall white, not a Pleiadian. If there is a difference. Well, there is, because the tall white was a mixed breed of humans. Right, I'm gonna go back to the super chat because there were some donations. Andrea says, when your astral body separates from 3D body, what does it feel like? I always think I'm going to move my physical body and then I wake up. So you think that first, then you wake up. Try just moving. If you think your physical body, you go straight back to your physical body, then you'll wake up. If you just move and not really worry about it, you'll slide straight out. Can't really tell you exactly what's going to feel like because people have the tendency to think, oh, if it feels like that, then that's what to look out for. And obviously, logically, you can't look out for the astral body by focusing on something that it's not, you know? That's like me saying, I'm going to try and move my hand, but I'm looking out for the sensation of moving my foot. Yeah, it's two different things. So you have to discover it. We got another one from D12. Looks like Eminem's talking to me. $5, not dollar. Yeah, $5 donation. Says, woohoo! I started the donations. LOL. Anyways, I text you in Facebook. You didn't reply. Would really appreciate it if we could chat on Facebook. My Facebook chat, guys, my Facebook overall is insane. Yeah, it's insane. I get so many messages. And I can't attend all of them, mainly because of the topics of interest in the messages. They're like full-on conversations. And if I was to have a full-on conversation with so many people every day, I wouldn't have time to do anything. So I have to pick people to speak to every now and then. And I can't get to everyone. And a lot of people get really arsey. They start blowing up on me, and I can tell how old they are if they do that. You know? And here's the thing, I get two different kinds of people who speak to me. Negative people who try to get my attention through social media. I get kids who are just angry for whatever reason. And if I don't reply back in under an hour, I'm screwed. They're just going to rain hell on me. And I obviously don't answer them back because where's the respect? You know, I wouldn't speak to someone like that in real life. I'm not going to do it over social media. And then I get people who pretend to be very nice at the beginning, and you'll know because it's like extreme nice, way too nice. And then I don't reply, or maybe I'll reply, right? So I'll either not reply because I can't, or I'll reply, and then maybe the message will get lost, or I'll be caught up in something else, and then they'll come back to me like 2 days later, give me hell, like the worst of the worst comment. And the worst of the worst messages ever. And to add injury to insult, they'll then go over to my YouTube and on my Facebook group and on my page and just basically ruin my posts. So it doesn't make it very excitable for me to check. You tell him, man, says T. Lee. Tell him that, hey, like, hey, what? Who's that guy who used to do that? Was it Ricky Gervais in the UK? He would start a sentence, then just stop and not continue. Man, that was just hilarious. Can you see my shirt? Sure you can. Come on, Island. This is the shirt. See, I do the splits, side split, so I come down there, so you can see it. As you can see, it's got every symbol well, most of the popular symbols. And it just says God is too big to fit into one religion. Not quite sure what this is. Clouds. If you squint, it could be a guy looking into a hammer. You know, like facing this way. This kind of deal. Let's continue. Nice. Did you make it? I didn't make it. If I did, I'll be selling this like hotcakes. Heart. What is CERN really doing? I don't know. I haven't checked in on them. Matter of fact, I don't really want to, because then if I make a video, my channel could get shut down. But then again, everyone's made videos on them. But I would want to give you something that no one's talked about. So I'm pretty sure they'll clock on pretty fast. Passion Hall. Thanks, little Miss Jennifer. Can humans reincarnate into animals or plants? Yes, you can, based on what you want. Sometimes, you know, if you're unconscious and you're like really animalistic, or you've brought into the animalistic body to the point where, okay, first off, you can be super spiritual and have your body like tuned into super animal mode and be fine. You know, most beings like celebrate that, like the high angelic beings. They're like, congratulations, you can utilize your body properly without completely losing your mind. And they've got like trumpets and everything. It's really cool. It's basically like when you see those art depictions with the people with hard-ons, you know, and boobs hanging out and everything. I know it's getting a bit graphic, but it's all colorful and stuff, so it's okay. The way it's drawn and everything, it's like everything looks like this lizard. And they're all moving and dancing, and there's this strange music that you've never heard before. It's created from their thoughts. And they'll just celebrate you. And that's once you get there. And then there's also a way of looking at sex where you're so unconscious because you haven't done the conscious work first. And you're doing all the activities not out of the body solely, but mainly out of lust. And that's when a lot of bad happens. You attract the wrong kind of attention. You completely lose yourself. And it's just no good. If you die like that, you'll come back to an animal that better represents that mindset. Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, because animals are pretty perfect. So if you're coming out of your body dying at a messed up stage, how would the animal be? You know, I wouldn't want to see that or be near that animal. Have you read the Bull? Nope, haven't. Do you think you're bad wearing that shirt? Why would I think I'm bad? I wouldn't wear it otherwise. I don't have a concept of good or bad, guys. I really don't. Doesn't mean I don't act accordingly based on what other people think. If someone else thinks something's bad, doesn't mean I'll do it because I don't think it's bad. I do have a sense of, you know, right or wrong. I just, in this mind, with this body, I look at it differently. Can you go Super Saiyan in the astrals? Probably never tried. Thoughts on ghosts. Ghost. What does the word ghost mean? Does it mean ghoul or spectre? Or are they just two words to describe the same thing? Ghost. An apparition of the dead. Verb. Act as a ghost rider. Glide smoothly and effortlessly in a personal relationship with someone. Oh, ghosted, of course. Okay. Thoughts on ghost. I don't like the word ghost. It makes it seem like they're too weak. Maybe that's just how they've been portrayed. You're very much alive when you're dead. When you're out of the body and your body's dead. So, thoughts on them? Not much, really. I mean, it's just how you present yourself after you've slipped out during a certain level of your awareness. That's all. If you slip out with like a high level of awareness, then wow, you're going to look different. Someone just put Hunter x Hunter. That was amazing, by the way. That anime. Ryan, what was a highlight of your day today? Highlight was how fast I edited that video I recently posted, and the fact that I watched it 3 times. I like it. I was editing it. I was like, you know what? I don't really like this. I might delete it. But then I watched it. I was like, you know what? This actually flows pretty well. It's over my YouTube channel right now. It's one on affirmations. I basically decode 15 affirmations that people could be getting wrong, and I just make them a bit more digestible for your mind. Am I Buddhist? Nope. I'm nothing. But I've gotten or attained the spiritual wisdom and awareness that pretty much every religion is either trying to attain or has already discovered. And it's very unheard of for somebody without a religious background to just discover that by thinking. Matter of fact, one of my managers, when I used to work in 2013, man, time is going fast. I used to work for somebody else in 2013. And she heard the fact that I was fasting, that I was into fast. She noticed my character aspects. You know, I do things that somebody who was raised in religion, like their personality construct, that's how they should act. But I was just doing them out of my character, and she was wondering why. And then I told her a bunch of things that I do and why I do them. And she said, who told you to do that? And I said, nobody. I just did it one day. And I realized the next day that after fasting, I wanted to give people who couldn't eat money for food. I wanted to give them food and stuff like that. And then she tried to get me into her religion. And I was like, it's cool. I get it. It's nice, but I'm fine. I'm fine, thanks. Good, it's chilly in here. I should have brought some more firewood. We got some more donations. Let's go over to the super chat. $2. Will you finally talk about when you met Jesus? Oh, Stigmata. You know what? I will. Usually I say I wouldn't, usually I tell people that I don't want to tell people what I'm going to do, but I realized in life that there are some things which just happen, regardless of what I say. And I think the Jesus talk is something that's just going to happen. Okay, so let's... Aurora. Oh, that's such a cool name. Aurora. Oh, we got more done? Oh, wow. I'm drinking a lot because when I wake up, my throat's all croaky, and now I'm just like getting my vocal cords back up. Ooh. Oh, we got some more. Okay. RB says, okay, $5 donation. Do you ever plan on having kids? I don't plan on it. I'm not opposed to it. I would like to have kids. Who knows? I need to do things first. And then someone said to me the other day, why do you need to do things first? Just do it with them, right? It's like, You know, when you see that baby on the plane, you think, the parents, man, the parents. I feel for you. $2 donation. Was that euro? Yeah, €2 donation. Your thoughts on Ouija board? Congrats on the 100k. I've never used them before, but based on how I'm influenced into thinking, to be honest, I don't think it's a good idea because my mum thought it wasn't a good idea. See, that's the influence there. It invites people in, apparently based on what I've heard. That's why I don't think it's a good idea. If I use them, my ideas might change. Mm-mm. Oh, Aurora. Okay, $10 donation. They're coming in. Congratulations. I'm going to do my own meditations and figure things out as much myself and eventually buy a consultation if I can. Just wanted to say thank you for sharing, for starting me on this path. You're welcome. You're super welcome. I think, yeah, I've always wanted my own school. A school where I teach you to be yourself. Education means to bring out, right? Oh, I need to go back to the other chat because I don't want to miss people out. Come on in. LOL, Ryan, please. Hey Ryan, I'm looking to set up a Skype lesson with you. What's the fastest way I can start the process? Fastest way is to go over to your email and write or send a message to me saying student in the subject, message being I'm interested, when can we start? This is like the super short way, fast way. And then I'll get back to you. Send your message to Ryan_J_ I'll put it in the chat. Why did Ryan get 3 dislikes? I don't know. People, you're just gonna hurt. You're just gonna go crazy trying to think of why. I don't know. I stopped thinking about it a long time ago. You know why? I'll tell you why. Here's an example. What if that guy had a really bad day? Not even. Like, there are some people out there who will misinterpret what you're saying and just take their word for what they think you're saying and then dislike your video. Or there are some people out there who just don't want to change. They think that any new information is basically me or somebody else trying to get them to change their ideas. It's not. It's just there for you to question your own beliefs. If you want your beliefs still, keep them. But if they look at it that way, like as if you're trying to attack them or change something forcefully within their subconscious mind, within their belief systems, then they're going to be like, I don't like that, dislike, you know? So, yeah, I understand. Cool. You don't like that, dislike it. I wouldn't like that too if that was actually happening. It's not though, is it? So, what else we got? Ryan, do you know of Max Spiders? I do not know of Max Spiders. What do you think of psychics? Do you mean psychics or do you mean psychics? I just dealt with this today. Oh, you're talking about the projection of people's stuff, really. You are too cool. Forget the haters. Forget them. I can't forget them. They don't irritate me, but I can't forget how people are. If I did, I'll just keep going back into the same cycle, right? What does it mean if I have frequent deja vus? It could mean that you're a fifth dimensional being, slightly. You're tapping into that fifth dimensional aspect of your being. You're actually every dimension. Pretty much, dare I say that with a grain of salt? Yeah. If you're having deja vus, it's because you're seeing the future and you're possibly seeing... No, you're seeing your timeline series of events. The fifth dimensional being is sideways, so it's probable realities. So you're actually becoming fourth dimensional when you're seeing forward and backwards. Whew. Let's go back to the super chat. Spirit Life, $20. Thank you very much. I almost astral projected last night. I was laying there and doing the rope technique, but my breathing got really heavy and I couldn't breathe, but I was in the vibrational state. How can I get past not being able to control the breath? If your breathing happened because of a natural side effect that your body was going through, your body will eventually calibrate and adjust in time. If it happened because of your psychology, so you're basically getting too excited or you're psyching yourself out, then you've got to find a way not to do that, of course. Easy thing, try and dull your emotions throughout the day. Get very good at sitting still and try not to feel anything. And even when the negative emotions come up and say to you, why are you doing this? The negative emotions that come up are their emotions. They're still emotions. So you're like, oh, you notice it? It's an emotion. Let's get rid of it for now. I can do away with that right now. That can come back tomorrow or later on. Right now, it can just subside. When you say stuff like that, it will subdue because it knows it will have a chance to come back up and bug you in the future. And then you get in the habit of being like emotionally comatose. That should get easier. Is your third eye open? Yes, it is, Nigel. Thoughts on NoFap? Thoughts on NoFap? I can make a whole video on that. NoFap is just not masturbating for a very long time, right? It's a very good idea. It keeps your semen inside you and flowing throughout your bloodstream. It does not build up. That's a myth. It's a myth. Semen is like God's nutrition for your physical body. God meaning consciousness, the way divinity devised a way of man, the male aspect of mankind, to live a very long time. That's why they call it nut, right? Busting a nut. Let's get graphic. Hey, we're all kids. No, we're all adults here. Nut basically is another word for lux. You'd hear it being referred to as lux in some texts. And lux basically means light. Yeah? So if you look at everything from a frequency standpoint, you're building a light in a certain form within a certain area of your body. The seminal sac behind your pelvic bone. If you're exhausting your light, your life force diminishes every now and then. So you have to build it back up. If you don't know how to do that, you'll slow down your aging. No, you won't slow down your aging. You'll speed up your aging process. You'll slow down your aging when you know how to build up your energy again. And lux, when you look at it from a standpoint of seed-wise, the seed of the man that seeds the woman in her womb. The seed has everything inside it to build a human being. That's a lot of information, guys. That info is supposed to be circulated throughout your entire being to create another version of you, because your cells basically duplicate themselves every now and then. Every 7 years, you're in an entirely new, different body if you're detoxing properly. Every 11 months, the cartilage in your feet is completely different. It's new cartilage. Your skin, I think it's every... I'm not too sure with the skin. Taste buds every 27 days, So really, when you look at your age overall, depending on when your last birthday was, will depend on how old you actually are. Yeah. I'm 1 year old physically, and I'm 1 year, 3 months old biology-wise. I'm supposed to be, If you're clean and healthy and you fast and you get rid of the old dead matter out of your system, out of the liver, basically your old blood cells from your last body, then you go and get a checkup to see your biological age overall. You should be no older than like 7, really. If you're like 13 and stuff, you've got some work to do, but still, it's still pretty great, if you're 13 biology-wise. If you're 20 and you're like 15, that's a problem. If you got the biology factor of like a 50-year-old or 60-year-old and you're 16 or 18, you're going to run into problems pretty early on. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. NoFap helps big time. And I always say, if you're going to take something out of the body, know how to put it back into the body. That way you can keep doing things. But then again, there's a whole psychological aspect to NoFap. If you're out masturbating because you think you have to, because you're addicted to it, or you're addicted to the idea of being with someone you're not, and so you end up being drawn to pornography. Every time someone has a breakup, they go straight to pornography, and they look for attributes within the female or male actresses that they can compare to their last ex. Then really it's just a habit. You're trying to attain something that you no longer have. It's like a subconscious tick. Then it's really super bad. Don't do it. I made a video on it, why I quit pornography addiction. I may have also gone into it in further detail in recent videos, either on Derek Dunlap's channel or on mine. I'm not too sure. I'm swaying towards the Derek Dunlap channel. But yeah, that's a big one. Let's keep going. Let's go over to the super chat. Ben says, $5 donation. Does the Earth have chakras? Yeah, it does. The Earth has chakras. The planetary bodies are all like one chakra. And then the galaxies have chakras. It's like a huge galactic body of meridians and energy centers, energy points, and they all permeate through many different dimensional spaces. $8 or in other words, $8.88. How can you protect yourself in the astrals from entities who set up astral sex traps to drain your energy? Thank you. First off, if you can't get aroused, you're automatically immune to that kind of business. Okay? If you can't get aroused in the astrals, if you're scared in the astrals, that's probably better. If you're not aroused, they can just sit there and do whatever they want. It's not going to do anything to your energy body. Matter of fact, they're not even going to touch you at that point. That I know of, if your energy is not attuned to it. Really, when it comes to anything like that, it's because there's a part of you that's interested, curious, or afraid of it happening. And those forms of thinking are basically forms of consent when it comes to how things operate in the astral plane. It deals with energy and it deals with intentions. So you really need to be in check with your mind before you project. And I mean in check with your entire mind throughout your entire life. There are things, thoughts, ideas that you've wanted to act on or that you've been curious about throughout your entire lifetime. So you need to get rid of those, or at least start to think in a different way before you astral project. Collab with Teal Swan. Who knows? There's nothing sad about that, says Daniel. $5 donation from Bilal. Says, Ryan, I know this has been I said plenty of times before, but thanks plenty for the counsel and info that you've provided us. Oh, can't thank you more. Thanks. I'm glad you're happy. Really am. Only when I hear people say things like that does it allow me to take notice of the fact that people care. Otherwise, I'm like, I do this, I do that, I help out here, and I don't really know just yet. Hey, Dot. How can I overcome social anxiety completely? I made a video on 18 ways of diminishing social anxiety. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. Okay, it'll work. What else we got? Is the etheric realm the astral realm? No, it's not. Well, if you're going to look at astral realms overall, then I would say yes, it's just a different aspect of them, you know? It's like it's another room to the same house type of deal. But it's not the astral realm you want to go to. It's one that damn not much can happen in. I mean, when you hear about astral projection, you want to start doing things. You want to start seeing other beings. You just trust me. The first thing you hear about when you hear about astral projection is I want to go here, 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 and there. But then you end up somewhere else where you don't want to be in, because within that somewhere else, the only things that can happen are things that you don't want to experience. Not unless you want to. I mean, I'd only go to the etheric realm to have a cup of tea because I don't drink tea here, or to eat pizza because I don't eat pizza here. You know, I'd sit there, swirling my cup. What do I want to eat today? I want a chocolate cake. Then I'll open the cupboard, chocolate cake, just sat there. The one out of Matilda. And I'll cut it open, I'll eat it. I'm like, chocolate cake. And it basically bring up all of the memory that I've stored within my body as to how chocolate cake tastes. And it's the same with the pizza. I only do that in the astrals because this body doesn't like that food. Whereas in the astral realm, my body can like whatever I want. Oh, I'm dipping again, guys. I'm dipping. Silver steel. LOL. Astral projection tips. Check out Ryan Cropper, my YouTube channel. I've got a whole playlist on it. How much for a session? For a session. Sessions are £90 an hour. It did convert to 118 in US dollars the last time I checked. Laugh my ass off. That's a lot of laughing. What is Merkaba? I made a video on that. Also Indigo Crystal. It's one of my recent videos actually. It's a pretty cool video. You made me yawn. Oh really? Should we start a thing going? Ooh. It felt good. I can yawn on command. Practice in school, you know. You'd yawn over and over again and smile. And it was wait for the students in the class to start yawning. And then they'll start yawning. And then people will catch on what you're doing. And they're like, I know what you're doing. But they yawn anyway. We got some more donations. Let's go through it, shall we? Aurora says, $10 donation. Just one question. How would you describe the feeling of the edge of the consciousness? I've never gone to the edge of consciousness. For the purpose of figuring out where my consciousness is settled in my body to move it to different places. How do you know this? How do you know of this? I've only taught this to students. The edge of your consciousness inside your body. Well, first off, you'll notice that there is no edge inside your body. It actually comes outside of the body. It's like it just bleeds through every cell, every atom, every molecule within this time and space. And you'll try to get to the edge and you'll just find yourself in space, like literally. And you just keep going until you eventually just can't be asked to keep looking. There is no edge of consciousness. I need to do some more yoga. My back's all messed up. Ooh, it's tight. You know when you work out too much and your muscles get hard? Talk about the inner earth. You been there? AP, question mark. I love the way you cut that off. That's a 20 knock donation from 97 Ruben, thanks. Well, okay. I've never been into the inside of the earth from top side down. I say that from top side down because I've probably been there and not noticed it. But I should notice it, right? I should notice it. I've never been there. $2.22 donation from Terrence. Thanks. Wouldn't it be cool if I can speak and drink at the same time? Maybe I should have. No, that's not happening. Thoughts on Teal Swan and Infinite Waters. Diving deep. I like Infinite Waters. Man, I love him. I love Infinite Waters. I love all of them. I love their souls. I love the best parts of them. Put it that way. Yeah, they're great people. They're great. They're ahead of the game. They were like the first that I know of, or the first that I came across when it comes to people opening their mouths and talking about spiritual stuff. So, I started watching them and I was like, wow, they're talking about it. And I started looking at all their hate comments and noticing that they're fine with it. And I was like, you know what? What have I got to lose? At that point, I had like no girlfriend. And I wasn't talking to any of my friends because I had become too detached from them and their activities. So I thought, what have I got to lose? If someone sees it, who cares? I don't care what they think. It's a weird thing. When you get older, you tend to care less of what people think. So then I started going on YouTube. But yeah, Till Swan's got an awesome soul. Infinite Waters, he's got a cool soul too. Hector, $5 donation, awesome. I want to try astral projection, but a hypersensitive friend told me that there are risks like getting lost. She can interact with angels / ghosts / demons. Yeah. You got to safeguard. If you get lost, you just think about your body, you go straight back. Matter of fact, it's very hard not to get lost. Okay? Very hard. Very hard not to get lost. Matter of fact, I'll congratulate you if you can stay out of your body for longer than 20 seconds in the beginning. I'll congratulate you if you can leave your room within less than a month. $5 from Stephen Moon. Thanks, Moon. Brian Hunt, $10. Awesome. Talk about your progress in telekinesis. How's it coming? Is there a reason you don't upload anything nowadays on your development? Yeah, I haven't been practicing telekinesis recently. I got this weird mindset where I do one thing and then I stop doing it once I've accomplished it. If I set the intention to do it again with the intention to master it, then I'll end up uploading more. But until then, I've been too preoccupied with other things that are more important in my life at the moment. Let's continue. $2 donation. Hey dude, congrats on 100k. Are you aware of the... And then it doesn't say anything. What's upstairs? A bed, shower, sink, yoga mat. What do you do all day? Ooh, says Indigo Crystal. Well, it varies. I do whatever comes to mind. Meditation. Try my hardest to stay awake. I work a lot. I do a lot of things that drain my mental energy sometimes, and it just pulls me under. Clean my body a lot. I do a lot of things that clean my body. Nasal cleaning, drinking of a lot of water, vocabulary exercises just to vibrate certain areas of my body. Yoga, videos, write scripts for videos, talk to a lot of clients, talk to people who are helping me with my business, yeah. If I was to percentage everything, I'd say I work 60% of the time, and everything else is just me maintaining my body and my life. Yeah. What is your horoscope? Never mind what that is. I'm sinking in the chair. Sinking in the chair. Sinking in the chair. I'm going to start moving into less topics on astral projection, because the last Q&A was just full of astral projection stuff, and I think people need more stuff. Somebody said breatharian ? Are you saying am I breatharian? The thing is about breatharianism, which a lot of people misunderstand, is the fact that your body has more than one way of retaining energy, and it's very multifunctional. It will use every aspect of your anatomy to attain energy. Activating breatharianism within your biology is simply as simple as you just getting your body to start pulling in water and oxygen throughout the pores of your skin and allowing your lungs to better filter oxygen so that you can stay awake, aware, and alive to a degree, to a large degree. That's all it is. Notice I didn't say anything about you stopping eating, drinking, or doing anything else. You know? Of course, if you start eating again, you're going to have to detox, so you're going to feel bad as soon as you're getting that junk out of your system. But that's what breatharianism is, guys. If there was some kind of drought or some kind of calamity or some kind of issue with the world where food was scarce, you wouldn't have to eat. You could just go through a detox to detox whatever you have left in your system, and then because you've activated breatharianism, you can just go on breath alone. You know, obviously your lifestyle will change. You won't be able to do as many things. You won't be able to like go crazy with marathons and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, who needs to, right? When your body's constantly regenerating itself to the point where you're always healthy. How are you doing, Ryan? Right now, I'm like struggling to stay awake. I've been doing meditations to sleep better. If I froze? No, I'm still there. I've been struggling to stay awake in this live stream because in the past 2 days I've been doing meditations to really deepen my sleep state. You know, because I always do meditations when it comes to just thinking and my body becomes flexible, changing food habits, unlocking aspects of consciousness, developing more abilities or refining more abilities. Why not refine my ability to sleep? So I've been doing that more often, and it's carried on throughout my day, unfortunately. Feels good though. How many people have started yawning yet? Some people think it's rude to yawn. I just do it. Yawn. Let it out. Okay, back to the super chat. Nope, Stephen Moon has continued his message. Last time it was $2 donation saying, hey dude, congrats on your 100k. Are you aware of the... And then he did another $5 donation. Same message, in brackets, Galactic Council that is over us in the 3rd, density 5th. Just wondering. Thanks. Yeah, I'm aware. Matter of fact, I've been there. I went there like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years now. Like twice that I can remember. They brought me up there. I stood in front of a table. And I looked at all of the different kinds of beings around on this table. Some of them were just completely like energy based. Like ghosts, apparitions that were just there, made out of energy. Others were like, there was this bold guy. He had like no hair at all. Blue eyes. Kind of short. Oval shaped head, square jaw. Not like predominant chin, just like jaws quite wide. There was a woman who was also like corporeal in form. She was really nice, very loving. She touched my shoulder because I got a little nervous, and her energy just shot straight through me and made me like really good to speak. There was a reptilian, yes, a lizard guy. He's pretty angry. He was not on my side. Oh, he wasn't on your side. He wasn't on my side neither. Who else? Let me just think. There's some insect people. The guy with a really long face, wearing some pretty flamboyant clothing. Guy with no face. Yeah, and the conversation was basically, it was like a report, me telling them how the consciousness is like right now on Earth regarding to how people are thinking. And every now and then I'd come back up another status report, and they picked me and they pick others because we're like super aware of how people think. So we're like perfect for what do they call it? Renaissance? Yeah, we're good. So, wow, Rick and Morty, haven't seen it. I've been putting it off because I know if I start watching it, I'm gonna start like really watching it. Example emojis attract your attention. Consider me attracted to the emojis. Am I going to upload this after I go offline? Yeah, it will upload automatically. What did I tell them? This is Vinny. I told them that people treat each other pretty badly down here. But that was after I told them all the good stuff. I'm all for humanity. But the reptilian kind of was like, no, I don't believe you. They suck. You know, he wasn't using those words. He basically said, let me see if I can really bring it back up. He didn't like you all. He didn't like the way you were thinking, the way you were treating each other. He thought there was no point in continuing the experiment, and that he just wanted to wipe you all out. Start again. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, well, you know what? Sure, they have a lot of downfalls. I have to address the bad side, of course. That's how you win an argument. And yes, they treat each other like crap and all this stuff, but at the center of their yoke, paraphrasing here, they are pretty good people. And it's worth waiting. It's worth sticking around for. You know? Thoughts on Max Spiders, never heard that guy before. What experiment? They tinker with the energies of the planet in order to make you guys more aware. If it's not working at the speed that they want, some of them get really impatient. And some of them who can see into the future are just like, oh no, it's fine, don't worry about it. Oh, this is a good one. Daniel Stokes says, do you think that narcoleptics have a spiritual hindrance or an advantage over the regular person? I'd always say that they'd have an advantage. If a narcoleptic can astral project, holy crap, he's going to be spending most of his time, or her, in the astral realm. Let's go back to the super chat. Paris. Hey Paris, how's YouTube? How's YouTube? $5 donation. Hey Ryan, congrats on the 100,000. Traveling to the States anytime soon? Question mark. Oh, I can't cut videos. I'd totally cut it right there and start talking. But I can't say anything. By me saying I can't say anything reveals too much. But I know that you live in Las Vegas, right? Vegas, the desert. We have $20. Not $20, 20 NOK. What is NOK? I'm gonna look it up real quick. That didn't help. Just told me an abbreviation. How to make a psychic energy reflective shield. Well, you don't make the shield, you are the shield. Your thoughts create... No, your thoughts are a part of the bubble that permeates throughout your energy bodies. The toroidal field is like a living representation of how your energy bodies are thinking. When you think a certain way, the field becomes of a certain frequency, and then things cannot touch you. They cannot go near you. That's how I look at shields. I tried making an energy shield in the astrals once. It kind of formed, but then it just disappeared. I don't know. Shielding in that form isn't my specialty. in the astrals. More like banishing things through doorways of dimensions. You know, like poof, and then they go through a bunch of doorways, or light shooting from my whole body. It's kind of my deal. $25 from Allison O'Hare. Says, thank you, Ryan, for everything you do. Love from Boston. And then the question, or the heart. That totally works. Thanks. Thanks for the thanks. We got 222 again. Please make a video on aliens, sea monsters, and NoFap. NoFap will be long. The thought of how long that's going to be kind of puts me off doing it. Aliens and sea monsters. I'm loving the sea monsters idea. The Kraken. We'll see. We'll see. Let's go back to the other chat. We're gonna vary this. Wait. You mean wipe them out? Says Daniel. It's basically a hard reset of reality. It's okay. I've seen it being done many times. Ethereal beings do it quite a lot. You won't know what hit you. Man, you won't know anything. It's quicker than falling asleep, you know. It's so different. It's fine. It's like an erasing of a universe. Anything I say about that isn't going to make it sound any better, is it? But don't worry about it. It won't happen, because I have the ability to see into the future, so you're fine. Come to Michigan. Ryan! Read my message. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. Well, I get sleep paralysis if I astral project. Smiley face, smiley face. Flat face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley. Please tell me. Maybe. Wait, if you astral project. So you've already done it, right? Like, if is like after the sleep paralysis. Maybe. If you're starting, you most likely will get sleep paralysis. And then that will fade in time. Ryan, could you elaborate on the alien disclosure? The only thing I can elaborate on would be what I've just told you. Hybrids. And ways in which they control people in other dimensions. Nigel says, what does the world really look like with your third eye open? I've seen it and I want to know your perspective. Answer me. I need to know. I'm not crazy. From Ryan Cropper. The world is not flat. It's round. That's what it looks like when my third eye is open and I'm up in space. I've been up in space a few times. It's round. This flat earth thing is basically, it's been put up. I've heard that the flat earth theory has been put in place to test how, their words, not mine, how naive people are. Okay? If they can get you believing in something like that, then, you know, it's kind of like a confirmation that they can get you believing in a bunch of other stuff. So, from what I've seen, it's round. Which is how it is. And also, what's it look like with third eye open? It pretty much doesn't really change much. Depends on the varying degrees that your third eye is open. If it's really open, you'll start seeing entities everywhere, beings, pretty ones and strange ones, and energy everywhere, like you're on DMT all the time. If you're just aware, then you'll be able to receive information from this dimension. You'll be able to look at things and just know their purpose in this reality. Let's go back to the super chat. $10 from Ben says, is it possible to neurosum? I don't know what that means. It's a concept from the Elder Scrolls series, from when a person realizes that life is a dream and they just phase out of reality as if they never existed. Yeah, that's real. That's a real thing. I got so close. So close. It's real. It's real. hmm 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 Or maybe you'll just get hit by a bus. Kind of like insurance, right? Everyone knows what happened to you. It's kind of like that show on Netflix, AO, I think it was called, or OA. I think it was OA, where they do that thing to open a dimensional gate, and then at the end they finally do it. Whoa, I cannot tell you the ending because I don't want to ruin it. But something happens, and it's like, oh, that makes sense if you know how things roll. Another donation from RH, $10. Thanks. Thank you very much. It's much appreciated. Thank you so much, Ryan, for everything you do for every being. You've taught me so much. I'm grateful and appreciative of you. Thanks. Thanks. Terrence 5555. Oh, whoa, that's too many fives. $5.55. Terrence says, if I have sex with someone, bad beliefs towards money and a general money repelling energy, will I take on this energy since it is an energy exchange? Yeah, you'll take on the energy, not the beliefs though. You'll take on the energy, and then when something happens within your environment, which relates to those things you just talked about, bad beliefs towards money, you'd be more prone towards thinking up new ways of downplaying money because you've hung around someone who also downplays money. And again, just hanging around is enough. Having sex with them, you're getting a lot of energy right there. Like a lot. You're going to have to be really good at dealing with two sets of energy. Yours and theirs. Paulina Garcia says, $5 donation. Are there parallel realities? If we shift between them, people around me, family, are they not the same then? Yeah, they're not the same. You shift between, you're basically seeing other versions of your family. It can be kind of upsetting in the beginning, but then you realize that you do this every day. It's okay. Going back to live chat, how long have I been streaming for? I got like a pain in my, I need to stand up and move. 1 hour and 22 minutes. It's going fast. Let's do something. Let's spice this up. I'm going to go and head on over to Facebook because sometimes people leave messages in Ryan Cropper's Friends, the group, and or on my Facebook page, Ryan Cropper. So, oh yeah, I also watch Teen Wolf. What, do you watch Teen Wolf? Yeah, it's very realistic. Not very, 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 but they're realistic. Some of the things in these basically clarify whether or not aspects of these sci-fi or supernatural programs are real or if they're fake. And I enjoy watching them as well. Sometimes. Some of the storylines are kind of like meh, cliche. My brother messaged me asking me where he can watch Game of Thrones online. Game of Thrones. Okay. Tension in the jaw building. Cool hair, man. Killer eyebrows too. Someone messaged or posted their face in the group. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Keep that finger scrolling. Where is the live video at? It's being made right now. Where'd my message go? I messaged people what happened because I didn't show up for the live stream. Maybe it's in the other one. Let's have a look. Oh, here we go. Good sneeze. Turned it off. Jordan Shepard says, "Can we ask questions here?" That was the question. Hey, it's me. Oh, he did art. Okay, here we go. Nice, thanks, Ryan. I'm like reading it and thinking something else at the same time. Vinny says, "Nice, thanks, Ryan, for kind of putting this off for a bit." You're welcome. Yeah. I'm at home now, so I'm booling. Okay, let's look at the questions. Bro, the biggest thing I want to know is who or what created source consciousness? Were you? Yeah, you asked. Did you or someone else also ask that question? It didn't create. Did it create? What if it was always there? I don't think Jesus knows that, says Vinny. Okay, let's keep going. How many of you have started yawning yet? It's good not to speak as much for a sec, because it's draining. Got another donation. Cool. Let's go back to YouTube. But first, I need to stand up and move a little bit because get the blood flowing. They do this in China, you know. They start moving around because if you sit down for too long, it just messes you up a little bit. Oh, there's a delay and I just watch myself turn around. It kind of looks painful competition-wise. Okay, it's stopped now. Okay, let's go back to the chat. Where shall we start? Hybrid Hero says, "Why do you refer to us as if you're not human?" That's a good question. I'm not and I am. Human means like light man, and man means a very specific word. I'd like to say that the body is human, like a body of light in the third density. Technically, as I'm in the body of light, I'm not the body, so I'm not human, but at the same time, me, like you, being an aspect of everything around you, you are the body in some way. But I don't like to refer myself as human all the time because I don't want to ground my awareness into my physical body or open myself up to thinking like the majority out there. Is life real? Obviously it's real, says Daniel. Everything's real. Wrap your head around that. That's kind of a scary concept. You know, when you have these awakenings of awareness, sometimes it's uncomfortable. Like psychologically, it's like, great, nothing's real. What's the point? You know? But then you kind of have to think about it in a certain way, which just makes life worth living. how do I get over fear, says TJ. There's also a video on that YouTube channel, how to get over fear using meditation. I'm like this. My head's a Buddha. I wish I was your best friend. I've only got one best friend. One really good friend. I want to go see him, actually. How accurate is Doctor Strange? Like 3 different people did that. It's accurate. Pretty accurate. It is and it isn't. You know? It is and it isn't. It is and it isn't. The Earth is flat, right? I'm not going crazy. Look, if you've never seen the Earth from space, don't buy into what anyone says. Even me, if you've never seen it before. Instead, find a way to go out and figure it out for yourself. Okay? I've never done acid choner. I have done DMT. I also made videos on that. I've done mushrooms as well, and I've done MDMA. MDMA was a good choice in making that choice to drink MDMA. I'm trying to speak with water again. Ryan, will you have a Periscope again? Maybe. Yeah, I guess. Every now and then I'll see it and I'll think, you know what, let's go on Periscope. DMT is the same thing as taking ayahuasca? It is and it isn't. It's the same substance which makes you have the trip. But the difference with ayahuasca is that they put an enzyme inhibitor within the drink, within the tea, which stops your body from metabolizing the DMT at such a fast rate. So the DMT just floats right in your system and you're tripping for hours instead of minutes. Yeah. He is Aries? God of War? You talking about Trump? Aries. Can you imagine that scene in Wonder Woman where he like creates his armor if Trump was doing that? I wouldn't be able to take him seriously. Vodka. I wash myself with vodka. Kid you not. Vodka and coconut oil. It's distilled vodka 6 times. It's so pure. Do you believe everything is God like everything, or could you believe that? I know that to be true, because when you have certain projections, you literally have an ego death where you dissolve from this character and you merge your consciousness back to the other aspect of you, which is source of consciousness. And you come back and you're able to do that with things around you. And there are other dimensions where you enter into where telepathy is based on that, because you are the same person. So yeah, I know that from an experiential perspective to be true. Okie dokie, let's go back to the super chat. Aurora Hall. I'm trying to mimic you. Maybe not the fermentation unit, but and the things you say. That's how I know. I figured that I figured that would be the best place to start, mimicking you at the beginning. You could with food and diet, just to trigger fear of your belief systems and to, dismantle them and realize that most of it's just not true. How you've been taught to think about the body and how long it can go for without food or water, and what nutrition actually is. And I'm not saying just stop eating, I'm saying, just test your beliefs to some degree. We got another $5. What's the best way to make the body tired and not drain the mind so I can get into sleep paralysis? I got halfway once, but never again. You could always just take advantage of your mornings. You're always tired a bit in the morning anyway, right? Like I'm tired right now, but I'm mentally trained. $2. What kind of necklace am I wearing? Honestly, this is like a living affirmation. I was kind to a woman at a stall, a jewelry store. And out of my kindness, it brought out the best in her. She decided to go out of her way to create for me a necklace, which she didn't have at the time. And I was fine, I was patient with it, thankful of course, and I watched her make it. We had a talk, we had a little conversation. I even showed up in a different attire, my clothing was different. And she noticed me, she recognized me from the day before. And then she gave it to me. And it's a reminder that if you are the best, and if I'm the best version that I can be, like if I act the most authentic, that it brings out in people a kind of willingness to help you just by you being you. So it kind of brings out in them the best parts of their nature. And at the same time, this happened not because I wanted something. It happened because I'm just the way I am. You all know me well enough. You see my videos, how I act. So it's just a representation of the best in people, the kindness in people. It reminds me of how good people are, honestly. It's a constant reminder around my neck. $5 from Malika. Says, thanks for giving back to the universe. Giving back. You're welcome. I was thinking, like, am I giving back, or am I just making people remember what they've already had? $5 from Ben says, is it possible for the soul to be uncreated or erased? It can be uncreated, it can't be erased. It'll just be used for something else, recycling, basically. And when I say it like that again, it sounds weird. Let's go back to the live chat. Is it a bad sign seeing shadow beings? Yes and no. Sometimes when you see shadow beings, it can be because your astral body's distorted, so it's distorting what it is that you're seeing within the astral realm. That's the bad side of it. Good side of it is that sometimes beings just look like that. Hey Ryan, do you take on the trauma and vibration of the animals you consume? Yes, you do. Thoughts on eclipse? I don't have any thoughts on the eclipse. I've never experienced one. I've tried, but I've never been out at the right time. Is this reality a digital simulation? No. Not digital, but it is a simulation. It's a simulation of consciousness. You think, therefore, things get created. Tell us about Trump. I don't study Trump. I've probably seen his face 3 times on purpose since Trump stuff started happening, and that's within the past week because someone made like a meme of him. Oh, there's a lot here. Hey Ryan, do you think there is such a thing as being too aware? Yes, I do. If you're not mentally ready for what you're about to become aware of, or you're gonna lose that aspect of your mind. You know, if you have a lot of conditions in place, if you have a lot of logic that suggests that what you're saying is bad, that's going to cause you to panic, to freak out. Your mind is going to cause you to self-destruct, basically. And when you become aware of things, it's like, oh crap, my whole life is a lie, and you can just end up going nuts, basically. And that's not good for anybody at all. You need to have some kind of psychological practice put in place so that you can keep your mind in check at the same rate that you're becoming aware. Otherwise, you will go crazy. Being aware, the awareness in and of itself isn't the crazy part. It's the logical human mind, that how you've been conditioned, that goes out of whack, and that's what makes you crazy. Okay? So if you're aware and into all of this cool stuff, you're not mad. But if you're already mad, thinking that you're okay, and then, then you run into a roadblock, or a few roadblocks. My throat is like getting... Hi Ryan Cropper, hi. Ryan, you suck, Silver Steel. Really? Why is that? Please, actually, yeah, I'm inviting you. Tell me why I suck in the comments. Please do that. And I'll tell you why I don't suck. This will be the first time I actually reply back to someone who's projecting an opinion based on their perspective. That's negative. Can you clone consciousness, Ryan? You can. You can create literal clones, like shadows of yourself in the astral realm, which is pretty fun. But every time you do that, the clone gets more and more stupid, and they shrink in size. Come on, tell me why I suck. You're not writing it. Oh, there we go. Lol, I was just trying to get your attention, and I managed to, so you suck. Okay, well now that you said it twice, I don't believe you, because you were just trying to get my attention. See, this is it. You see, people do things which they don't really mean. Thank you for telling me that. Sometimes people have the tendency, I used to have the tendency, until I figured out what I just told you, to think the worst of people, like, oh, dislike, or somebody's saying I suck, they could be thinking this, that, and the other, when really, it's just not. It's just attention seeking, sometimes. You don't disrespect my BFF like that. Best friend. What are your thoughts on astrology? I talked about it in my last live stream, which was posted 3 weeks ago, last time I checked. It's a long, drawn out answer. Do I know about narcissist personality disorders? Yeah, I do. I know about quite a few of them. You tend to attract them in my line of work. You attract a lot of people. You attract narcissists and energy vampires. Different kinds of energy vampires. There are quite a few kinds, actually, not just the one. Hey Ryan, could you perhaps explore Inner Earth on your next astral travel? On my next one, I don't know, because when I project, I don't make the intention beforehand to do something. Only once I'm there, and oftentimes once I'm there, I get distracted by something. Why do people do that? I mean, to get attention? Question mark. Yeah, he said to get attention. Yeah. Just subbed. Hey, thanks. I really should have figured out who was the first 100,000th subscriber. Thoughts on numerology? I also have videos on that, Diana. You can check that out. They're pretty cool. I got one where I decode numerology, and I go into it quite a bit. At Ryan Cropper, you have a nice apartment. Thanks. It's a cottage. It's listed as a cottage on the tenants agreement, but it's actually a terrace house. I feel like I have different personalities. What are your thoughts on that? My thoughts are Santiago Rodriguez. Santiago Rodriguez. Wait a second. Santiago Rodriguez. I'm gonna Google your name for a sec because I'm pretty sure. It's just Amy Santiago. I thought you had the whole name right there. Oh well. Different personalities. Thoughts on you having different personalities. My thoughts are, if you've embodied these personalities throughout your entire life, like different areas of your life you have been these personalities, and then what's happened is you've not fully turned your old personalities into your new one. You've cut off the personality and built a new one from scratch. Yeah, it's a problem, because then these old ones get suppressed into your subconscious mind, and every now and then they'll come up when they feel it's necessary. So maybe you'll see an old friend, you'll switch back into an old personality. You'll start working, you'll switch into an old personality, your work personality, right? The key is to notice how you're all the same, and then to deliberately, as one mind, once you're integrated, choose different character traits from these personalities to build an overall personality. And it is so strange because it feels like you are every aspect of you all in one time. And when you've been split up throughout time like that, consciousness-wise, it feels like all points of time are happening right now. And it's so brief, it only lasts like 5 seconds, that state of awareness. And once it's done, it's permanent. Oh, it's getting cold in here. Winter's coming. Not a fan of winter. Aileen says Soul Catcher. What's that? Dreamcatcher. Yeah, Dreamcatcher, Soul Catcher. Soul Catcher can be different. Dreamcatchers are different from Soul Catchers. I think Soul Catcher, you're looking at the Chinese version, which is basically an octagon with a circle in the middle, and you put that on the front of your door. And basically what that does is it deters beings or ghost spirits from entering your room because they don't like seeing their own face. You know? Not only that, but if a being sees itself in the mirror, it makes it very hard to hide itself. It'll just show up, it'll just materialize. Not in this reality, but in the astral realm. So if you're in the astrals and you put a mirror in front of your door and things attempt to go and see you and they're hiding, they're going to show themselves by accident. That's just if they make that mistake though, you know. Otherwise, I'd say put mirrors all in your room, because then they won't be able to hide. Mirrors reveal all. A lot of people hate mirrors, they're afraid of them. They're the best thing, I think, for astral projection. This mirror right there, I use that for astral projection all the time. I walk through it to go to another place, and it served a purpose in my old house for revealing entities all the time, revealing them. They've never been, on one occasion they were bad that it revealed. The other occasions it was just a shy girl who just passed on, who I helped pass on into the afterlife. And she had some issues. It's like a exercise. Exercise? It could be considered as an exercise. I was counseling her, you know. but really it was like an exorcism. I exorcised her to the other plane. And another old guy was looking at me. He was sat, kneeling, looking at me in my bed, and my mirror caught the reflection of his back because the mirror was beside my bed. I kind of panicked a little bit, but then I realized that his energy was really nice, so there was no reason to be afraid. Come on, Eileen. Oh, I have no pockets. Ashby says, I thought I was going to miss this. I went and got food with my mom and brother. See, it was good that I skipped out on everything, huh? Until now. Where do I live in England? I shall not reveal my location. Actually, I could. A lot of YouTubers do that, right? Plus, a lot of people like to draw photos of me, and they show me on Instagram and stuff. I could do like this thing where I put their photos on my wall. A lot of YouTubers do that. But that would be another reminder how good people are, because just like this. Yes. Okay. Someone just said, find Jesus. I found him already. In the Astrals. Good guy. Well, good thing. It's not a guy. It doesn't even consider itself a guy. Did someone just say hermetics? Like hermetic principles. There is one hermetic principle that I really do live by, and that is to never tell anybody things that they shouldn't know. It's called hermetic silence. You know? There's some things about reality which you just do not say. Leon says, why does my dog always look into the corner of my room? I am sorry, Leon. There is something there. There is something there. Yeah, my dog used to do that. I used to have issues with things in my room. My mom says, just bring your dog to your room. I did that, and he was like, just staring for ages. And I was like, Kanan. Like, I could feel the entity. And as soon as I felt it, he got up and started looking. I was like, Kanan, stop doing that. And he wouldn't listen to me. He was so fixated on that thing. Doesn't the truth set you free, though? Yeah, it does set you free. It sets you free. Yes. Hi. The truth will set you free, but first, getting free is uncomfortable. Is Jesus a Palladian? No, he's not. Love life. And the mother's dog does that too. This is Miss Sophia. I smoke weed every day. I don't smoke weed every day. Well, you know what, you're going to do what you want to do anyway. It's not a good idea to smoke weed every day. Not if you're trying to get into old states of consciousness, because the weed will just keep you in one state. It does. It fixes you into one state. That's kind of like an entrapment in and of itself. Why did I choose the name Ryan? Because when you choose specific names, it creates your reality. Is Jesus and Christ the same? Are you talking about Christ as in the person? Because sometimes people refer to Jesus as Christ. Or are you talking about Christ as in Christ consciousness? Christ consciousness isn't the same as Jesus. Christ consciousness is a state of awareness that you can attain, which Jesus has also attained. And his last name was his last name Christ? Apparently, and that's why they named it after him. Assuming at that point. Don't take my word for it. How to get over fear of seeing an entity. Watch my video Dangers of astral projection, A to question mark. That will get you over it. So Ryan isn't your real name. I have every name and no name. Sounds so. But in two respects. Respect that I am everyone and everything in some version, in some way or shape or form. And in the other respect is that I have incarnated so many times that some beings still refer to me as my other names, like Quinn. And some of them also refer to me from a vibrational standpoint, which vibrationally doesn't even feel like the word Ryan. Like Laria and stuff like that. But yeah. I am what you want me to be, basically. I am what people make me in regards to my name, referring to me by a name. That's what's going to get my attention. As a being, though, I don't have a name. But I do. You see what I mean? So it says true name. True name... I don't think there's such a thing as a true name. Other than a true vibration. If you can interpret that into a name, you'll probably come up with a vibration... like, based on what I've heard people say, Allah or God. They're just versions of them trying to compress a feeling, a vibration into a phrase, based on what I've been told. What are my thoughts on the Prophet of Islam? Please answer. I've not looked into the Prophet of Islam. I could look into it, but as of late, I haven't had a reason to. Do I know anything about past life on Mars or Venus? Nope. Not that I'm aware of right now at this present moment in time. What caused the fall of man? The lack of awareness caused the fall of man, but it was destined. Consciousness falls in and out of different states, and it can be seen as a fall, as if something's been, something wrong has happened, but in all actuality, nothing wrong has happened. Everything is just going to according to plan. But the cause is really just the material realm. You focus on one thing long enough, you tend to lose what you already know. You lose that which you're not using. So you tend to forget things. You tend to forget how things are set up. And over time, people forgot other versions of humans were created. Children were created, and then spiritual truths weren't being passed down on a regular anymore. And then certain things would happen within history which would completely ruin spiritual teachings. Burning of books, killing of prophets, and... Silver Steel says, Ryan, do you think that hell is fair for anyone? Please answer. Fair? Do you mean like you done something wrong so go to hell? Is that fair? Check out my video, I Found Hell. It's an astral projection experience. I go into detail on what hell actually is. It's kind of a free will kind of thing. Let's go back to the super chat donations. Last one was thanks. No, last one was the eclipse. No, I've never seen an eclipse. Does being 2 3D, Terrence says, start from again. Terrence says, does being 2 3D orientated, i.e. being focused on sex, money, material things, etc., hold us back from spiritual expansion? Also, favorite crystal? Yes, it does. It does if you're only... basically, focusing on any one thing other than focusing on the next thing in line will distract you from what's next to come, Is it bad? I wouldn't say it's bad. I mean, the only thing I think, even then, that can be debated. For me, being confused is bad. I have this thing I say to myself. It's kind of like a mantra. I say, Ryan, don't bullshit yourself, So when you're aware that you're about to be pulled into an illusion of reality, or you're trying to lean on something in order to trick yourself, you're relying on something that you don't really need to rely on anymore. Food, people, so forth, rather than dealing with issues. I say, Ryan, don't bullshit yourself. Same with sex. If you're trying to get sex because of other reasons that aren't to deal with love or the natural way of procreation, the consciousness that is imbued within your biology, which is actually to have sex and to do a lot of things within the bedroom, within a sexual nature, then from my perspective, that's not a good thing. Yeah. I always say there are two sides to every sexual act. Literally. You can be like the dirtiest being in the eyes of somebody who judges the crap out of people. But in the eyes of somebody who gets it, there's nothing wrong with you. See? But if you're doing those acts for the wrong reasons that aren't attributed towards the consciousness of the body, and the body will basically alter your awareness to make you act in certain ways to create life. You know? If you're not going with that flow, then there's a problem. But yeah, and like I said before, if you're focusing too much on sex, you're not going to be focusing on what you're supposed to be doing. But then again, like I said before, again, that can be argued quite a bit, because if you're unaware right now and you're in a confused state, some could say that that's the point. You're supposed to be confused because that's your mission right now in life. And that is true. You know, sometimes people need to be confused in order to trigger certain people, in order to set up scenarios for others, in order to question themselves and their own beliefs and their own sexuality and so forth. There is nothing wrong ever. You know, every perspective, everything I just said is correct in one way, shape, or form. The world is just thinking and figuring itself out. Sometimes the world gets into a headspace where it's neglecting to look at certain aspects of itself, certain truths, because it doesn't want to stop doing certain things. And sometimes it's already, you know, it's ready to move on, and it's just the way it is. Moving on. That was a long, drawn-out explanation. Okay, back to the chat. How long have I been speaking for? I feel like I've been speaking for days. My mouth is just not working anymore. Two hours and 1 minute. Okay, I'm going to end in 15 minutes. So, last call. Go crazy in the chat. About science seeing shadow beings, I've already answered that. Tea or coffee? Tea, always. Have I figured out where I'm originally from? Yes, it's many places, but originally I'm from source creation. I split apart like a droplet of water from a swimming pool or an ocean. That has no depth or width or height. Thank you so much, Manifestate. You're welcome. Hi, Ryan. Is the Great Deception real? I don't know what the Great Deception is. I mean, it could be many things, but I'm not sure what you're referring to. Can you be healed physically with astral projection? I'm not sure, never tried. Do we all reincarnate? Most of the people on Earth and throughout time have chosen to reincarnate, even when they say in this life that they don't want to. Do a hell realm? What, you mean the other versions I need to release? Yeah. Do you need to open your third eye in order to astral project? No. Opening your third eye will happen as of a result of you astral projecting. Delarius says more predictions. Should I do another prediction? It's been a while. We got another $10 donation. Thoughts on Mandela effect. I also made a video on that. It's the one where what was it titled? It's a parallel universe video. Let me just see if I can find the actual video itself. Because I talk about what the Mandela effect is based on the convergence of different realities merging into each other. And how I saw planetary bodies? planets themselves merging one into the other, and the whole experience was basically like the universe teaching me what was going on. Look at that, NASA is live right now from space. Even they're getting into the 1,182 subscribers. I've gone up quite a bit just in one day. What? The video. Oh, no. I clicked on an actual video. Stop. The video is called okay. I'm in my playlist, Astral Projection playlist. Let's look for it. It could be one of these two. It could be astral projection experience flipping out of orbit, or it could be I returned to the moon after seeing this. One of those two has the Merkaba effect information inside there. Whew. Ugh. Fennel Games says, is 3D like astrals? Is it vivid? Astrals, depending on how good your body is, astral body, is more vivid than 3D. You come back here and it's like you're in a watered down version of life. Please update the title, Ryan. The title? To what? Oh, I see what you mean. Update the title to the Merkaba thing, right? Is that what you mean? You're sleepy. I am sleepy. Me and a friend are meeting up outside your house. I went onto the door. Guests that just show up. I've never had that happen, but I can imagine that I wouldn't be okay with that if I've never met them before, like ever. If they're friends that just show up, I'm all good with that. And if they're family that show up, I'm okay with that too. I haven't yawned yet once on the live stream. That was a belly yawn right there. That was deep. That was deep. How do you get rid of limiting beliefs? Well, you first off, you want to get real with yourself and say to yourself, okay, why am I choosing to believe in this? If there is no reason for you to believe in it, why are you believing it? You know, you need like an anchoring belief system, a belief that dictates what you choose to believe in the near future. And that is, if you haven't experienced it, then why are you believing in it? It shouldn't make any sense, right? Why would you believe in something? And if you're believing in something because it gives you a sense of identity, even though it's and you've never actually experienced it, because you're hoping that something's going to happen in the future, as long as you believe in it, that's not a good reason to believe in something. Matter of fact, that's not belief at all. Really. I mean, is it? I don't know. I wouldn't call it belief. I look at belief as knowings, what you know to be true. So if you use that as the foundation and then you use that logic against every belief system that you have, which is stopping you from doing things, that will put things into perspective for you, which will shift your awareness to the point where you'll start knocking down limiting belief systems. Ooh. I got a cramp. Christmas, right? I'm still waiting on my session copy. Really? You had it? Did I not send it out? Let me have a look, shall we? I swear I sent it out. That's the thing with the sessions. I record all of the sessions and then I send them out straight after if need be. I mean, not unless they don't want to be recorded. And then you're going to have to state straight away that, hey, I don't want this recorded. Christina Smith. You had a session. Yep. Definitely had a session. 2016. Gee. We'll have a look. See. Have to look into the archives. Would you live in a tiny house? I can't say I wouldn't. But I wouldn't mind living like a day in a tiny house. Or a week. Size doesn't bother me when it comes to living arrangements. It's just I need to be able to do certain things in an environment, in a space. If I can't do those things, then I shouldn't be there, really. Okay. Last minute. Let's go over to the super chat. Favorite crystal, says Terrence. Donated $2.22. Have you tried using Moldavite? I've got Moldavite. My favorite though is TV stone, otherwise known as Uluxite. Miss Mama says $5 donation. Thanks, appreciate it. Is it a future goal of mine to meet you on the astral plane, or information is well needed for the ascension of all of us? Light and love. Your information is needed for the ascension of all of us. Light and love. Light and love. I don't know, is it a future goal of yours? I mean, if it is, then it is, right? Thanks for that little reminder. Okay, one more question and I'm done for today. So I'm melting in my seat right now. I'm so tired. A future prediction. Okay, a future prediction it is. Okay. Future. Future prediction. That's pretty loud. If I was to put it in terms which make sense, uprising. That's a pretty strong one. Like everyone wants to. Things are gonna change for the better. Put it that way. People are gonna start taking control of their own lives. The governments aren't gonna have so much control anymore. It's gonna happen quick, like a big explosion. People just choose to change. That's mainly because of the disclosures that happen based on governmental secrets as to how they're controlling people's lives. Not so much on aliens. Let's do another one. Alright, that's pretty cool. I'd say that's a ship. Like, whoa. Okay, so basically, airplanes, they're gonna be like in museums, outdoor museums. Dome, basically, like a giant dome. Domes will be created over communities, and therefore, rain doesn't have to come in and out every now and then. But planes, like planes we're using nowadays, Canada Air, Ryanair, all those models will be looked at as a vintage, and what we will have instead are these round ships, which are circular, and you go up into the ship, and that ship takes you up out of space, out of the atmosphere, and down onto Earth. It's not ours, is it? No. We didn't create it, it was given to us. It was changed by us, but really it was like a collaboration effort. Cool. Travel changes. But most major cities have one of those in place. Anything else? Animals get healthier. But animals also start to change. Deer start to change. They start to look smaller in the future, like genetically. Lizards get bigger. Just skimming around here. What I'm doing is I basically go into my future self's head, and I just read his mind, his thoughts of what's happened already, and then I just bring it back, you know. But they could be future me's. They're the futures that feel like they're the most likely to happen, because I know how to select the ones which most likely going to happen. I want something. What do you guys want? Because then I can narrow in on it. Do you want something crazy, science-like, or do you want something political-wise? Do you want something ascension-wise, based on human anatomy? Like, what you want? Ryan, please answer. Shannon, it be trying to get an answer for too long. What question? I can't search in the live chat. Oh, there we go. There's Shannon. You missed my question being asked, which I also did. Let's scroll up and find it again. You're beautiful. Keep going to another question she's asked. I can't find it. There's too many there. No problem. Science, science, science. Science. Spiritual. Science, science, science. Yeah. Okay, science seems to win. Okay, science it is. God, that's a bit too much. Floating water? Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Everyone loves science. I do it better with my eyes open. That's my belly. Science. You've already grown the organs. Cloning animals will be a thing, pets mainly, because there are some issues in breeding the animals, so they'll start cloning them instead for people to buy. They'll be really expensive. Huge debates over whether or not the first human should be cloned. It gets cloned, it's a boy. Okay. They start growing a brain from scratch. Mainly the meat trials kind of influenced it. They grow brain matter and they start to think that it thinks by itself. It's like it becomes intelligent. Not crazy intelligent, but some thought is happening within the brain that they're growing in a petri dish. Frankenstein experiment doesn't get finished. Growing a human being. Oh, mixing biological matter with technical matter in order to better get a result out of their technology. Living neurons bound with biology. Not biology, bound with mechanics in order to speed up thinking processes, memories of future equipment. But that kind of equipment won't be available for the masses because there's no need to be, because by then the masses have everything they need already. Let's keep going. It still sounds like science fiction, I know. You're asking for like really far off in the future stuff. The predictions I made when I was a kid all sounded like science fiction too. But then they all happened. So back then I predicted everyone having a touch on their phone, a fingerprint scanner that you can fit in your pocket. It won't be a big hand thing on the wall. I also predicted the retina thing being on your phone, and then that happened. I predicted the security thing on your phone. You mess up getting it typed in certain times, and then it takes a picture of your face. I predicted cars having computers on their dashboard telling you the mileage of your car, the status of your car, notifications on where you're supposed to be, road alerts, traffic alerts. I predicted that. I also predicted windows becoming TVs, and they'll be in your kitchen, like everywhere, rather than you having a TV. I predicted the projector on your arm. I say I don't mean I as in me only in the world. Others have also predicted this because all these thoughts are just floating around and they're also grasping them. I also predicted growing meat. I predicted, along with others, I predicted cars. I predicted the wheels being spherical in shape and you being able to parallel park just by moving sideways in. And I predicted even how they were made, Next will be the roads changing in the future to better facilitate these kinds of cars. Okay. Let's just stop because this is getting tiresome. None of this crap would sound as cool in a non-British accent. Uh, okay, I'm done now, guys. I'm at the end of my rope. I'm incredibly tired. It seems that the majority of the people watching are incredibly tired too. I've been watching that die down as we've been going, and it's been 2 hours and 25 minutes. That's a long time. Yeah. Maybe I should check in the donation one more time just to see if anyone's messaged anything. No. Wow, a lot was donated today. Thank you very much. Appreciate everything you guys do for me. It helps. Whoa. That's more than last time. Whoa. You spent 2 hours asking the same question and didn't get an answer? That is unacceptable. Ask me that same question, I'll look out for it on webs. And also sit on one cheek because my other is quite numb. Good night. No thank you, says Aylin. No thank you what? Come on. Question, what was the question? I'm waiting for the guy or woman who waited for 2 hours and didn't get the question answered before I go. Love you. I love you too. He probably lied about the 2 hours. Ask dude, lol. Oh, there it is. It's quite a big one. Let's go back to it. Webs. So female. I'm guessing. Ryan, I know it's nothing to you with your specialities, but do you have any understanding, experience of people with bipolar? I have a loved one with bipolar and I'm concerned and have some questions. Yeah, I think bipolar is when you basically shift between different states of emotions, right? I don't believe that people say that as a broken thing with the body at all. The body responds to the mind. I believe that someone with bipolarism has had traumas within their life somewhere where they've suppressed a part of their mind, which is either very depressed or very happy. And so every now and then the energy is so strong within their body due to that suppression that's constantly igniting that energy and keeping it going that it just overwhelms them and they shift between different states of emotions. Someone says, go vegan. Already there. Okay, that is it. So, good night all. Hope I asked enough of your questions. This has been a live stream. And you know what? The title says I'm congratulating my sub count. I haven't even talked about it yet. Thank you so much. Those of you who are subscribed to my YouTube channel. It means quite a bit. And it's cool. I feel like I can chill out now. Like, not like take a break, but I feel like I'm there, you know? Once you get to the 100,000 sub count, it's like, okay, you're no longer average. You know, it's like, it's just awesome. The next benchmark would be 500,000. Then after that would be 800,000. Then after that would be 1 million. After that would be, I guess, 10 million if that ever happens. But yeah, thank you again very much, y'all. And thank you all mouth is shutting down. Thank you all for donating. And I'll speak to you pretty soon. Peace. Let's go and find. There we go. Yeah. Bye.